Brett Tolman is a former federal prosecutor and executive director for Right on Crime, joins us now. Brett, good morning to you. And you know, the thing that a lot of things strike me about this, but one of the things is, can you imagine the reaction if that threat that we just read was coming from a conservative group, or conservatives were firebombing Planned Parenthood clinics? The outrage would be unbelievable, as it should. But right now we're getting radio silence from the DOJ.
The political, goals of DOJ, which I never thought I'd say that sentence. You would think that the Department of Justice is not going to bend to political pressure one way or the other. But the simplest little pressure against a conservative group, or against the January 6th, protesters, or anything of that, parents and the school board, the Attorney General has labeled them domestic terrorists and has launched investigations, has indicated they will target them. This is nothing short of actual domestic terrorism, threats of terrorism, and we hear nothing from the Attorney General in this case. It's a double standard that should scare everyone because it's based on political beliefs.
And let's talk about that. 124 GOP lawmakers wrote in a letter to AG Garland Wednesday, quote, "The Department of Justice must act swiftly to investigate and prosecute recent domestic terrorist attacks against pro-life organizations. These attacks have the intended effect of chilling the free exercise of religion and speech, undermining the constitutional rights of Americans." To be quite honest, even though they're not directly saying that they're going to attack the justices, it's insinuated, saying if you don't shut this down, I mean, it's a threat to them as well, saying this is what we want, you better do it or else.
Yeah, this is, something that those of us who have been in the Department of Justice, we shake our heads. I prosecuted individuals that were of the same political belief as me when I knew that they had committed crimes, and those that opposed me politically. It didn't matter what the politics were. Here, though, you have the dangerous precedence of the Department of Justice using the political pressure they're getting in order to make and establish their priorities for investigation and prosecution. What's going to happen when the political those in charge, the political beliefs of those in charge change? Are we going to do this again with every time that the Department of Justice changes political beliefs?
It's such a good point. And speaking of political beliefs, Nancy Pelosi was asked if she condemned these violent attacks and threats, and she straight up refused. Take a listen to this.
Republicans are going after Democrats for not saying anything, and they're saying that your rhetoric is contributing to these attacks.
Well, let me just say this. A woman has a right to choose, to live up to her responsibility. It's up to her doctor, her family, her husband, her significant other, and her God. This talk of politicizing all of this, I think, is something uniquely American.
And, President Biden hasn't vocally condemned this violence either. As a matter of fact, he said that there would be a mini revolution in this country if Roe gets overturned. And I think it's because they feel like the outrage and the anger works for them politically. But what if somebody gets hurt? What happens then, Brett? Doesn't it just feel like they are playing with fire by not taking this more seriously?
Yeah, it is playing with fire, and the Attorney General right now should either resign or enforce the law impartially. And that includes enforcing, the statutes that are already in place that prevent individuals from picketing or protesting in front of a justice's home. That's there for a reason, to prevent the public from being able to put pressure politically on a Supreme Court justice in order to make them bend to their will and to what their beliefs are. That is not the basis of the Constitution, our due process rights, the rights in the Bill of Rights, and especially the right to exercise your freedom of religion and speech.
Yeah, without a doubt. Brett, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.